Prompt engineering tells AI what to do, but context engineering gives AI the right knowledge, tools, memory, and instructions. Now let's look at prompting is not enough anymore. Prompt engineering tells AI what to do. Context engineering gives AI what it needs to do the task well. A prompt may say, analyze this issue. Context provides the policy, data, examples, tools, memory, and rules. This is why context engineering matters. As AI moves from chatbots to agents, context becomes the real performance layer. Better context usually creates better, safer, and more useful AI outputs. Now let's look at what you will learn. First, we will understand what context engineering means. Then we will compare it with prompt engineering. Next, we will see what types of context an AI system needs. After that, we will explore context windows, RAG, memory, and tools. Then we will look at business examples. Finally, we will cover mistakes, best practices, and a simple checklist. Now let's look at what is context engineering. Context engineering is the design of the information environment around an AI model. It means giving the model the right information at the right time. It includes instructions, documents, examples, user goals, tool results, memory, and constraints. It is not only about writing one perfect prompt. It is about managing everything the model sees before it answers or acts. In simple words, context engineering helps AI understand the situation. The better the situation is described, the better the AI can respond. Now let's look at prompt engineering versus context engineering. Prompt engineering focuses on the instruction. Context engineering focuses on the full environment around the instruction. A prompt says what the user wants. Context explains background, data, rules, tools, examples, and history. Prompt engineering is useful for one response. Context engineering is critical for multi-step AI agents and business workflows. Think of prompting as asking well, and context engineering as preparing well. Now let's look at a simple analogy. Imagine asking a consultant to solve a business problem. If you only give one sentence, the answer will be generic. If you give documents, numbers, goals, rules, and history, the answer improves. AI works in a similar way. The model can only use what is available in its context. Context engineering is like preparing the briefing pack. A better briefing pack creates better work. Now let's look at why context matters for AI agents. AI agents do more than answer one question. They may plan, retrieve information, use tools, and take workflow steps. To do this reliably, they need context at every step. They need to know the goal. They need to know the available tools. They need to know business rules. They need feedback from previous actions. Without context, an agent may make poor or unsafe decisions. Now let's look at the context window explained. A context window is the amount of information a model can consider at one time. It may include the system instruction, user request, documents, examples, and tool outputs. Larger context windows allow more information. But more information is not always better. Too much irrelevant context can confuse the model. Good context engineering is about choosing the right information. The goal is useful context, not maximum context. Now let's look at the main types of context. AI systems may need many types of context. Instruction context tells the model how to behave. Task context explains the goal. Knowledge context provides documents and facts. User context explains the audience or preference. Tool context explains available actions. Memory context stores useful past information. Output context defines the expected format. Now let's look at instruction context. Instruction context sets the rules for the model. It may define the role. It may define tone and safety rules. It may define what the AI should avoid. It may define how to handle uncertainty. For example, use simple language and mention assumptions. Strong instructions make the output more consistent. But instructions alone are not enough. Now let's look at task context. Task context explains what needs to be achieved. It includes the user's goal. It includes the problem statement. It includes success criteria. It may include deadlines, constraints, and business priorities. A vague task creates a vague answer. A clear task helps the model focus. Good task context reduces guessing. Now let's look at knowledge context. Knowledge context gives the AI facts and reference material. This may include policies, manuals, contracts, reports, notes, and research papers. In business, knowledge context is often stored in documents or knowledge bases. The AI can use this information to answer more accurately. RAG is one common way to provide knowledge context. RAG retrieves relevant information before the model answers. This helps ground the response in trusted sources. Now let's look at user context. User context helps the AI adapt the answer. A student may need a simple explanation. A manager may need a short executive summary. A developer may need technical detail. A customer may need a polite support response. The same topic should be explained differently for different users. User context helps improve relevance. But personal data should be handled carefully. Now let's look at tool context. Tool context tells the AI what actions are available. The AI may be able to search files. It may query a database. It may create a ticket. It may run a calculation. It may call an approved API. Tool context also includes when and how tools should be used. This is essential for AI agents. Now let's look at memory context. Memory context helps AI remember useful information across steps or sessions. It may include user preferences. It may include previous task results. It may include project decisions. It may include long-running workflow state. Memory can make AI more personalized and efficient. But memory must be managed carefully. Wrong or outdated memory can create wrong answers. Now let's look at output context. Output context defines how the answer should look. It may ask for a table. It may ask for bullet points. It may ask for a JSON structure. It may ask for a script, checklist, or email. This saves editing time. It also makes results easier to use in workflows. Good context includes both content and format requirements. Now let's look at context engineering and RAG. RAG is an important part of context engineering. It retrieves relevant knowledge from documents or databases. But context engineering is broader than RAG. RAG mainly provides external knowledge. Context engineering also includes instructions, tools, memory, examples, user goals, and output rules. RAG helps answer what knowledge should be used. Context engineering asks, what complete information environment does the AI need? Now let's look at context engineering and MCP. MCP can support context engineering by connecting AI to tools and data. MCP helps expose files, databases, APIs, and workflows to AI applications. That gives the agent access to useful context and actions. But MCP is not the same as context engineering. MCP is a connection protocol. Context engineering is the design of what information and capabilities the AI receives. They can work together in modern AI systems. Now let's look at context engineering for AI agents. Agents need context across multiple steps. At step 1, they need the user goal. At step 2, they may need retrieved knowledge. At step 3, they may need tool results. At step 4, they may need memory of earlier decisions. At step 5, they may need approval rules. Context engineering decides what each step should see. This makes agent behavior more reliable. Now let's look at business example, customer support. A support agent needs more than a customer question. It needs product policy. It needs customer history. It needs order status. It needs previous ticket notes. It needs escalation rules. Context engineering brings these pieces together. The result is a better response and a smarter workflow. Now let's look at business example, finance. A finance AI assistant may investigate an invoice issue. It needs invoice data. It needs purchase order data. It needs contract terms. It needs tolerance rules. It needs past exception history. It may need approval rules before taking action. Without this context, the answer may be incomplete or risky. Now let's look at business example, HR. An HR assistant answering policy questions needs specific context. The policy may depend on location. It may depend on employee type. It may depend on job role. It may depend on the latest policy version. The assistant should also know when to escalate to HR. Context engineering helps avoid generic and incorrect policy answers. It supports more careful employee guidance. Now let's look at business example, software development. A coding agent needs project context. It needs the codebase structure. It needs coding standards. It needs test instructions. It needs API documentation. It needs issue history. It needs build and deployment rules. Good context helps the agent suggest changes that fit the project. Now let's look at context quality, relevance. The first quality of good context is relevance. The AI should receive information connected to the task. Irrelevant documents create noise. Too many unrelated examples can confuse the model. Good retrieval matters. Good filtering matters. Relevance helps the AI focus on the real problem. Now let's look at context quality, sufficiency. Context must also be sufficient. Too little context forces the model to guess. A policy answer without the policy is risky. A finance answer without transaction data is weak. A coding answer without project files may be generic. Sufficient context means the AI has enough information to complete the task. If information is missing, the AI should say so. Now let's look at context quality, economy. Context economy means using context efficiently. Do not overload the model with everything. Include what matters. Remove repeated or outdated information. Summarize long material when needed. Use structured context when possible. Efficient context improves clarity and reduces confusion. Now let's look at context quality, provenance. Provenance means knowing where information came from. Business AI should know the source of important facts. Was it from a policy document? A database record? A customer ticket? A user message? Source tracking improves trust. It also helps humans verify the answer. Now let's look at common beginner mistakes. One mistake is thinking a better prompt fixes everything. Another is putting too much information into the prompt. Some people provide outdated or conflicting context. Some forget to include the audience or output format. Some connect tools without clear permissions. Some do not verify source quality. Context engineering needs design, not random copy-paste. Now let's look at context engineering checklist. Before building an AI workflow, ask 7 questions. What is the user's goal? What knowledge is needed? What tools are available? What memory is useful? What rules and constraints apply? What output format is required? What human review is needed? Now let's look at final content recap. Prompt engineering tells AI what to do. Context engineering gives AI the right environment to do it well. It includes instructions, goals, documents, tools, memory, examples, and output rules. RAG provides knowledge context. MCP can connect tools and data. AI agents need context across every step. Better context improves accuracy, relevance, safety, and workflow value. Context engineering is the next skill after prompt engineering. To wrap up, here is the key takeaway. You now have a structured overview of context engineering explained, the next skill after prompt engineering. Review the core ideas, connect them to examples, and revisit concepts like prompting is not enough anymore. What you will learn, what is context engineering? When practicing. Subscribe to Easy Machine Learning Guide if you want to learn AI through simple explanations and real industry examples.